Hi guys. This is part two of Not All Scammers Are Men, Not All Narcissists Are Men or Foreigners. Women are too. I'll continue where I left from part one, just to say to you guys, always look on the bright side of life. It is my belief that ebomini le nto uyenza emntwini iseza kwenziwa nakuwe. Whatever you do to a human being, it shall be done by you. It might not be done by me, but someone else will do it. I've seen people who have hurt other people confessing that they don't sleep at night. Because there's one thing hidden, which is a conscience. You can do evil and get all the support, and people clap hands at you, saying, well done, bafumane, kubo, kubo, kubo. But there's a conscience. And in the end, we're all going to die. Even nombulali uzofa ngenye imini. So I'm making the example of my brother, and I have many stories that I would tell that are told by me because people that are told to me because people know that I'm a domestic violence or gender-based violence activist. So I've got many stories, but let me start this one in memory of my brother. I'm continuing. Last time I spoke about how my brother walked the whole night after he was almost burned by that so-called wife, because now she was panicking. I guess she gave herself 2 years to come and take my brother's money. And for me, I so wish she took the money by divorcing her, because when you divorce someone, you get pensions anyway. So if she divorced him and took the pensions, maybe it would have worked. But to take his life, to lead him to death. Tell me one thing, if she didn't know that my brother was going to die, which I suspect my brother told him, why, when my brother killed himself, it was approximately 2 weeks after she has been gone. Why was every document of my brother with him, whereas she sent a text message that says, I have left my marital home because you and your sisters will kill me. You have beaten me in the past. Your sisters have insulted me. This and this and this and this and this in that letter. And then she said, I will no longer be your wife. Then if that was like that, why was my brother's ID with him? And we had to go back here for his ID. Tell me that. So after my brother walked home, he called the same delegation that he called to send to her home, and he told them that I don't want this woman anymore. Tell her to go back. I remember them standing up. They first of all, they are not us. They are not the siblings. And they are the toxic extended family that has always been against us, that I write about in the books that I published about their abuse. They stood up and said, she's not going. But again, I don't know why my brother was like that, because the day she wanted this woman to be his wife, he was like mad. He wasn't listening to any of us. He could beat us if he had a chance, because he wanted her to come. Then why did he not tell them to just get their own wives and leave and leave this marriage alone because he's walking away? I don't know, because I don't believe you take a wife and you take it for the family. I don't believe that. I believe that you take a wife for you, and when things don't go right, you deal with them on your own. You walk away. But this time around, I don't know why he needed their permission, which was detrimental and deadly for him. So she stayed, but things were not working out. I remember there was a lot of load shedding going on, but that woman was not cooking for my brother, but in church she would say, I went kwadubu in church and did not cook for my brother. So my brother called a meeting when she took his last bonus, and there was a man around, but my sisters did not take sides. But that woman, even today when she's telling people, she's saying my sisters insulted her. This was because when she started now to beat my sister, we were not going to be beaten by her, because my brother was already reporting that she's beating me, she almost burned me, she's insulting me. She just used a very sensitive insult to a boy child. She said to my brother, Umsunu kanyoko. I'm sorry, I don't use that language. I'm too civilized, I'm too educated to use that. You don't do that you don't ever say that to a boy child who's close to her mother. But Lantswela Mbeko said that to my brother. And she had this thing of always portraying my brother as mad, because my brother was having depression. Because ever since my mother died, my brother was drinking alcohol, coping with grief, up until one day he collapsed at work. Then when he collapsed at work, he stood up saying lots of things that did not make sense. But one of them was that my younger sister has called him to say my mother has passed on. So in my mind, when I tried to analyze what was happening, it was for the first time that it was registering in his mind that my mother has passed on. So this woman would keep on telling people that my brother is mad. Because we are a family that is divided, that is toxic, the extended family now, that woman would listen and see who doesn't like us. You know, most when they don't like you, they would like to see who they can use as a weapon against you. And she was used as a weapon. Then she would go to those people because she thinks that they are going to protect her. But that was my home. They will protect her in the street, not in my home. And her husband never had a home. I mean, never built them a house yet. Even it was my brother's wish that we take that furniture and not give him. But what we did not want to allow him to do was to use us when he no longer want that woman that he brought to us. Even when the day she disrespected me and my brother told me, I said, no, ketile wako. Deal with it. Don't involve me. If she doesn't have respect in her own home, I'm not going to respect her. So she will paint you, or he will paint you as mad. He or she will control your friends. This woman passed a rumor that one of my friends, Uta X, or one of my brother's friends, Uta X, has said something sexual to her, which was not true, because she was trying to isolate him from friends. And there were friends of my brother who would call my brother from Cape Town. I remember one policeman, that woman would not allow him to talk to my brother and the others because she was in control. That's what a scammer and an abuser would do. It would isolate you from the people, your friends and your family. Even me, it was difficult for me to talk to my brother. I stopped. The one thing that I hated the most was that when I called my brother, she listened to the calls and she also recorded the calls. And there were things that I needed to talk to my brother that are for the siblings that didn't need her. But because she knew the game she was playing, she always listened. I had an experience of another woman in my gender-based violence activist years who was locked in the house by men, so by the husband, so that she can't see people, because when they do that, they say it is not you You don't see the abuse. You are stupid enough to see the abuse, but it's me who's telling you that it is the abuse. So there's an issue of isolation. Remember in the first video, I've mentioned some few things that they would say your sisters divide you with your sisters, forgetting that you are a family. Your sisters don't like me. Your sisters have said this. Your sisters have said this. So my brother, that's one thing he was specific with this woman with, that you will never separate me with my sisters. That is what she also quoted in the text my brother sent when he passed on, that my brother has said he's not going to choose between her and the sisters, which was what she was trying. There was an incident where my brother told us that she was saying they must go and buy an RDP house where she lived in her home, because she was trying to separate him from us and bring her closer to her family. So I was told this story that one day there was a ritual in her home where a cow was slaughtered. Again, she wanted to separate my brother and put what she wanted to put in him or finish him off. So she was saying my brother must stay behind from my family when they went there. My brother refused. Hence, I say my brother knew a lot of things that we didn't know. He even said so in one family meeting again with my sisters, because my sisters would record all the meetings and send to us. He said, if I could say everything that she's doing to me, you guys would hate her. I don't say them because I want peace. So that's what I also said to my brother, because when she tried to ban him, I came down from Cape Town. I wanted to call her and ask her, why did you want to ban my brother? Because it's something that I heard her telling my older sister that she was going to do, so she was not going to deny it. But my brother called me, waited for me. Before I even entered the house, she said, leave it. I'm in control. Then I needed to respect that because he was an adult. But I didn't know that to say I'm in control, it meant that he was going to kill himself. I so wish this woman would have divorced her under the customary law and take the money. The money now she claims she will get after the death of my brother. I don't care about the money. I work for my own money. I would never go around getting married to all these houses, to all these men to get money. I work for my own money. And I only know one thing, something that you haven't worked for. It will haunt you for life and it doesn't last forever. So she can take it if she wants to, because that was the wish, but she didn't have to go to extremes and we have death. Remember, I'm saying this again. I didn't say this, but my brother sent a text message. But today, when her defenders or the people who always hated us and are using her as a weapon, when they intervene and they try to be on her side to fight us, they are saying, we say. No, I don't say. My brother said so. And the next thing he said, now I'm kicking the chair. I'm going to take my life. And we couldn't stop him that time because his mind was made up, because he was depressed already, because depression is a mental illness. May his soul continue to rest in peace. It's been a year now, and I dedicate this in his memory. While I talk about the narcissists and the scammers, there was a man who said to his wife, in an attempt to isolate her from friends, he said, you would tell bad things about me. No, she said this. No, she said this. There's one thing you can never lie about with me and say I insulted you. People don't know this. I can be loud and stubborn and everything, but I don't, and tuki, I don't use vulgar language. I don't use inhlamba. I'm too educated and civilized to do that. I didn't waste my time in university having many degrees to make my mouth dirty by using insults. So when a person is lying, you know them when they say I've insulted them. I wouldn't insult you, but I would point out your weaknesses and say you're like this, you're like this, you're like this, you're like this. Therefore, I think you must change your ways, but I don't insult people. Well, this guy said, I've said insult. Again, I laughed and said to my friend, You know me, and you know, and Tuki, I don't do insults. This tells you that he's isolating you. Then I isolated myself so that she sees her. It ended in tears. That marriage lasted for 7 months, with him having done many, many, many things to her. I will explain it the other day. So, towards the end in the story of my brother couldn't take it anymore, because I think he said to me he went to counseling, and remember, I was not at home, and soon I went overseas. He said there was a protection order, and ever since the woman had the protection order in her hand, she was the one that is verbally abusing my brother, psychologically abusing him and beating him. Then after the protection order, now apparently the counselor, this is the woman who lied in Victoria Hospital to the social worker and said we were not supporting her. I knew the social worker. I wanted to call her, but I was out of the country. I knew the CEO at Victoria Hospital. I got worried that that social worker might lose her job, because I can make a follow-up that, because now this woman also was good in creating conflict, and go to this person and say she's saying this, and go to this person and saying she's saying this. I remember on the funeral of my first brother that committed suicide, I will tell his story soon. He told us that my niece has taken all our phones out of the charger and charged her phone, and I couldn't make a live video of my younger brother's funeral. So she's good in creating conflict and say so and so has said this, speaking to people behind their backs. There was a rumor that my siblings will can confirm. My brother once called a meeting and said, when my younger brother was in Berlin, this woman had sex with my younger brother. If she's listening, she will remember that we even called a meeting and we rubbished my brother's accusations. But when this woman told the story, you can ask her Chomizake, who are listening to this. When she told the story, I wondered, how did she end up in bed with my younger brother? Oh, so my younger brother was drunk. So I didn't know that she drinks. I would like to think now she was drunk too, because my sister found her drunk. But we rubbished those allegations, because that time we thought she's a good person. When she was first beaten by my brother, when she stole the first bonus money, we were on her side. Little did we know that we were sacrificing our brother indirectly to her, giving her power to lead him into suicide. In the next video, I will just summarize in part 3, but these videos, when they are too long, they don't load. Please, guys, educate your boy children about these issues. Also educate your girl children. We need gender equality. We need gender balance. We need to move away from saying it's men who abuse women, it's men who are scammers, it's men who are narcissists. Even females are. And the wounds of the females are sharper, because they act like submarines. They are quiet, but they are sharp to an extent that they go to the heart, and then death happens. May my brother's soul continue to rest in peace. I hope he rested now and he's okay. Guys, I love you. Please like, share, and comment. And don't forget to educate your children about these issues. I love you. Bye.